We gotta stay awake somehow. Thank you. Jump up.
All right, we are now joined by our NASCAR All-Star Race winner, Joey Logano, driver of the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Team Penske Ford. We will go straight to questions for Joey. If you please raise your hand, we'll get a wireless microphone to you. Matt, and then go to Bob.
Matt Weaver, Sportsnaut. I guess the first thing for you, given the way this season has gone, how much do all of you guys need any kind of win, points paying or not?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it feels good. It's funny because the first thing that goes through your mind is, gosh, I wish this counted for points. But let's be honest, $1 million is a lot of money, and it counts for something. So, pretty proud of our race team today. Really, this whole weekend, and even back to the test here, we were able to make our car quite a bit faster at the test. And then also go through so many tires. I said it earlier, I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie Miracle before, and the coach is making him run the suicide drills, and he keeps saying again and again. That was Paul Wolf to me at the test here. I ran over 800 laps in 2 days, and I was sore. I had enough. It was warm out, but proud of the team for working through that day, those 2 days, and then, when we came here for practice, the track was honestly quite a bit different. I didn't think the track would be as wide as it was. I really thought it was going to be a single groove racetrack, just like most repaves. But they did a fantastic job building this racetrack to where it's really racy right off the bat. And then the execution of qualifying, I said to you guys, when we were here, I feel like it's the hardest pole to win because there's so many factors that go into it, and it takes the whole team to do it all the way through, the whole team, to get that, to earn that clean air, and then to be able to execute tonight with the strategy, with the unknown of what the option tire was going to be like, how long it would last, and then, maintaining, like we said, up front there during the stop as well.
And by the time we got to the final caution, 50 to go, I think everyone pretty much knew what the tires were, the option tires not falling off the time. But even with that said, hearing that Larson had taken some scuffs and that immediately gained 3 or 4 spots, was there some nerves?
Okay. I didn't know that. I saw him on the bottom passing cars, and I was like, man, he kind of came out of nowhere because at the end of the first stage, I saw him, I was about to lap him. And then, you see him in second. What did I miss here? But that was the call that they made early in the race was to put the yellows on and be able to put, basically 2-lap scuffs on, which are basically brand new here. There's no doubt the fall off with the option tire, the soft tire, falls off very quickly at the first 15 laps. But then it would just balance, and it would just stay the same all the way through. So I think some of that's because, honestly, we raced at night, and it's cooler out, and the track's got more grip. And the other part is, let's be honest, it's a new racetrack. It's going to be really hard to get tire wear at any brand-new racetrack. The fact that they made a racetrack that's not single groove, to me, is a great success. I don't think I've ever seen a repave of any size that is been able to be more than one groove ever. So to see us up in 3 lanes wide, that's crazy. Yep.
Jordan, and then Ben.
He lost his chocolate.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. So where should NASCAR go from here with this tire, with that red tire? Should they put on the cars for New Hampshire, or does there need to be more work done, or what?
Yeah, it's probably worth trying. I don't see what there is to lose. I don't know what it would be like at Loudon, right? I mean, like we said, there's a lot of fall off for a little bit, and then it stays the same. What would it be like at Loudon, where there has been more fall off there in the past with an older surface and all that? What would it be like there? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't think anyone can. I don't think Goodyear can answer it until they go there and run it. Might be worth a tire test. or just wing it like we did for this one. I mean, I told you we ran 800 and something laps here, throwing 30 sets of tires on this thing, and this was not one of them that we ran at all. We did all that for, I was like, geez, we're not even ran the tires that we ran all these on. So,
You ran on the right side, right?
well, the lefts.
Okay.
I don't know. I got them all confused in my head right now. We ran one side of them, yes. I think the 54 tried this compound all the way around, and the rate it fell off for the first 10 laps, I think he came in right after that. He said, this is no good, and that's the ones we actually ran. So it kind of worked out.
There you go.
Jordan and then Ben.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Can you kind of go into what you guys were working on in depth at that test and what was the carryover? And then also, it seems like it's carried over elsewhere as well, to other tracks, not just short tracks.
Yeah, I mean, so when you do these tire tests, like they let you work on your car for about, I don't know, a couple hours before they start slinging tires at it. So, that's kind of like that's your payment for showing up for 2 days with your race car. You get 2 hours of practice of just being able to try things with your car. And then it's one set of tires after another for the rest of the 2 days. That just shows you how valuable practice is these days, because you just don't ever get any of it. And especially testing with data on the car and you're able to actually see stuff, you just don't get that anymore. Right? That's the one you get. That's my one for the year. Right? You got to make the most of it. So we worked on some things and tried to prove some theories out. I mean, it's really the biggest thing is just, try the things that feel like you're a little lost on to get direction on stuff, and then tune from there.
You 2 years ago, it was a Homestead test. You guys used a Goodyear tire test there. That kind of flipped everything and kind of propelled you to the championship. And I thought there was a test last year too that helped you guys. Maybe I'm wrong there, but what is it with the test? Is it just because you have an opportunity to kind of experiment that you're able to do that?
You just have an opportunity to try things. And like I said, when we show up to practice, you guys know what it is now. I mean, you're married to the springs you're married to the bars you got some sway bar arms, you got ride heights and wedge and air pressure, and you got 15 minutes. That's good luck developing off of that. And then you're going to come back and change some things 4 or 5 months later, come back with a track that's completely different and wonder if the changes you made were actually better or not from the last time you were there. Who knows? So you never get a clean back-to-back read, the A-B read. And when you come to test, you can do you can A-B-A if you want. You can go back and you can, like I said, go back on the actual data and see what it's doing, a lot deeper than just throttle and steering and brake that we get on SMT. So it's just an opportunity to learn is what it is. And it's hard to get it these days. It's the same for everyone's would say the same thing sitting up here.
Why are you so good at this stuff? Why are you able to hit on the test that other people aren't necessarily?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. But I will say, Paul's a workhorse. He'll put you through this thing, and I don't know. We both have the same mentality when we show up to a test that it's like a race to us, because it is our biggest opportunity to turn something around. And let's be honest, with the year we've had so far, we can't afford to be lax in a lot of those situations.
Joey, Ben White with Fayetteville Observer and Speed Sport. So, and I asked Paul this question, and he said he was a little nervous about it. The car is so good. You start on the pole. You put all this effort into it. Were you worried about maybe somebody getting into you or something going wrong with the car, even though the car's pretty solid? Did that cross your mind, or did you have time to even think about that?
Well, anything can happen. It's a race, right? Like anything can happen at any point. How many times have we watched NASCAR races where, you think someone's got it in the bag? I see it all the time in the Fox booth or the Xfinity races. I think this guy's got it won, and then all of a sudden you're like, are you kidding me? Like the most bizarre thing happens. Luckily for us, none of that happened today. Honestly, our toughest moments was racing the Gibbs cars, because their cars were very opposite of ours, which, hey, the 54 was at the test here too. They fired off fast, fell off hard. and that's what the 20 did. And then also the 11, where he was able to fire off really, really good, pressure me for 15 laps, and then it would fall off. The concerning part is, you know, we were able to hold him off, get ahead, caution came out, and then he refired again good. And I was like, oh no. And then once I got 15 laps on it, you know, I can feel that my car was better than his, and I can start to, you know, kind of leg him a little bit.
Jim?
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. Joey, before tonight, has this been a difficult season for you and Paul to try to wrap your arms around as to how to get better? I mean, you've led laps in races, you have a runner-up finish. Other ones, you may look like you guys were out to lunch. I mean, has it been a hard one to kind of figure out how to get back on track?
Yeah, it's been a challenging year, no doubt. And for sure, short tracks are our wheelhouse, and kind of always have been. I mean, whether it's myself or Paul or us together or whatever it is, but it seems like short tracks are kind of our thing. And so you got to capitalize when you're at them. Or high fall off tracks. Like last week in Darlington, yeah, we had a top 5 run going until I sped on pit road. At the final run. So we got speed at high fall off and short tracks. You know, and you know, next week in Charlotte, it's kind of an in-betweener of what that is. Obviously, Blaney had a great run there last year, winning the 600. So, you know, hopefully, you know, we were able to learn a lot from that and be able to be fast next week for the Coke 600.
Do we have any additional questions for Joey? We go to Reed and then go back to Mark.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire. Joey, you seems like when you go to a new situation, you know, whether it's the Clash at the Coliseum, the Gateway, the new race at Gateway, a new situation here at Wilkesboro with the two tire choices, things like that, you guys seem to be able to adapt to that extremely well. What gives you that quality?
I wish I knew. I really do. I don't know. It seems like, you know, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. It's obviously that our whole team does a really good job at anticipating what a race will be like, or you know what we're going to need in the car without any history. We do a great job anticipating, whether that's from just years of racing or I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, I feel like a strength in myself, just speaking for myself as a driver, I feel like I adapt really quickly. And once everyone has time, I usually lose a bit of that advantage. I don't know why that is. I can't add up and make any sense of it, but it just seems like that's kind of how it's been.
Mark?
Mark Garrow, PRN. Joey, the difference between winning this race first time, second time, and how much does $1 million mean to your race team?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. A million reasons to maybe smiling today, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, compared to the first time, well, I guess you can say $1 million isn't worth as much as it used to be. Maybe that's one thing we should change is, you know, we should keep up with inflation. Should maybe. I mean, how much is it more now from when we started the All-Star race? How many years ago did you start at $1 million? 1985. Oh my goodness, it should be 3 times the amount now. It's probably close to that. It probably is. I don't know where I was going with all that. Sorry, but it felt nice. It still feels good to pull in the victory lane for sure. No matter what the check says, it feels great to win and just beat everybody. Right? That's what it's all about.
Anything additional for Joey?
$1 million better than that flight in the F-16?
I would have definitely paid a lot of money to go for a ride in that. That's one thing you want to do one time. I don't know. I might pay $1 million not to do it again after going for that ride. It was pretty awesome, though. Not like that. Not that bad. No.
All right, Joey. Well, congratulations. Thanks for joining us tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys. Safe travels home.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.